In this video, I'll be reviewing the book Prisoners of Geography. So I'll review this book in two parts. First part will be about an overall review, and in the second part, I'll briefly explain about all the 10 chapters which are there in this book. So firstly, if you have come across the news for about Russia-Ukraine war and all the endless wars in the African continent, then you might have wondered about what are the deeper reasons for these wars. Might not be for all the wars, but for most of the reasons, geography plays a major factor for these wars. That is exactly what the author tries to explain in this book. He tells that how the mountains, rivers, plains, and the oceans, etc., influence the decisions taken by the country, how geography influences the economic prosperity or the economic hardships of the country. That was about what the book conveys. Now, how the readers will benefit from this book is that you will get a framework on how to look at the world politics when you next time when you come across news related to war, etc. So we will not just look at it as a isolated event, but you will rather connect it to a map, and it will be easy for you to understand. What I liked in this book is that the author has used simple language, and you do not require to know any geopolitical terms to understand what is there in this book. And if you have just begun to learn about geopolitics, then it is a very good book to start with. And if you already know much of the things about geopolitics, then most of the things may look basic for you. Finally, I would say that it is worth reading this book, and you will get a very different way to look at the political events in the world. So in part 2, as I said earlier, I'll briefly explain about each of the chapters in this book. The first chapter is Russia. Russia doesn't have a natural boundary with Europe, like a mountain between Europe and Russia separating them. It is a very plain land on which the border is there. So Russia is concerned about having buffer states between Europe and Russia. That is why it does not want the bordering states to join NATO. The second chapter is China. The author has tried to explain the importance of Strait of Malacca for the China to trade with the rest of the world. Also, why it doesn't want the USA Navy or other navies to be present near the Strait of Malacca, and that is why it is strengthening its navy. So in a way, geography influences how much money will a country spend on its defense sector. The third chapter is USA. The USA is the major global power in today's world. So have you ever wondered why and how did it become a global superpower? The answer is geography. What I understood from this book is that while the rest of the world was busy fighting with each other, the geography of the USA allowed it to relax and develop its economy and technology. The USA is bordered by ocean on its western and eastern part, and on the southern and northern part, it does not have militarily hostile nations. The fourth chapter is about Western Europe. Europe has moderate climate suitable for agriculture, and it also has slow flowing interconnected rivers which then facilitate trading between the areas, and this led to economic development. The fifth chapter is Africa. Homo sapiens are believed to have originated in Africa and then to have spread all across the world. So Africa should have been one of the modern and developed regions of the world, but that is not the case. Even though it has vast coastlines, but it lacks natural harbors. Instead, it has very high cliffs and some uninhabitable deserts, which is not suitable for development. And if you look at the endless wars taking place in the African continent between the ethnic groups, the main reason is that the European colonialists just drew lines on the maps and declared them as boundaries. So the ethnic groups which could not coexist came together in one boundary, and that led to the conflict. The sixth chapter is Middle East. Why the Middle East is called as Middle East? Again, it is the European point of view. Tim Marshall has also talked about various branches of Islam and the regions dominated by them. For example, the Iran and Iraq dominated by the Shia Islam. The 7th chapter is India and Pakistan. The most prevalent issue between these two countries is the issue of Kashmir. After the Pahalgam attack, India suspended the Indus Water Treaty and stopped the flow of Indus water to Pakistan. And also earlier, Pakistan had given access to the Gwadar port to China. So each of the countries are trying to use geography against each other. And the author also explains why India is far more economically developed and resilient than Pakistan. The 8th chapter is Korea and Japan. The Korean peninsula is divided into two parts, that is the North Korea, which has close ties with China, and the South Korea, which is a good friend of USA. There is a bitter relationship between South Korea and Japan, and the reason is the Japanese invasion on Korea during World War I. The 9th chapter is Latin America. Latin America, unlike the Northern America, has dense forest. This leads to difficulty in constructing roads and building economic activities. The 10th and the last chapter is Arctic. Due to global warming, ice has been melting and that has created a waterway during the summer season. Now, who controls that waterway and will take advantage of it will be a major question. Lot of energy reserves are also being discovered in the Arctic region, and all the major and minor countries will try to have a share in it. This was it in the video. I would love to know your thoughts on the Arctic, so please leave a comment about it, and I will see you in the next one.